We're always told that changing your life is this long, hard journey, that you've got to grind and struggle. But what if that's not true? What if changing your reality wasn't about pushing harder, but just shifting your perspective? Today, we're going to break down how you can navigate your reality by tuning it, kind of like a radio, instead of running a marathon you can never seem to finish.
You know that feeling, right? Where you just feel stuck. It's the same old problems, the same frustrations, just showing up wearing a different costume. You try so hard to force a change, you work harder, you push against whatever is holding you back, and somehow you just end up right back where you started. It is exhausting. But the material we're diving into today says there's a really specific reason for this, and it has absolutely nothing to do with how hard you're trying.
Okay, so the very first thing we have to do is make a major paradigm shift. We have to completely rethink how we see reality itself. So let's just forget the whole idea of life being this single, fixed highway that you're forced to travel down.
Just look at the contrast here. It's huge. On the one hand, you've got the old model, physical travel. It's what we're all taught, that life is this tough, uphill climb from point A to point B. But this new model, it suggests something totally different. It's all about frequency tuning. This means you're not actually moving through reality. You're selecting a reality just by changing your internal state, your vibe. It's a completely different game.
Okay, this right here is the foundational concept, so stick with me. Imagine a massive cosmic library, and in this library, every single book is a complete version of your life. There's one where you're a super successful artist, there's another where you're a world traveler, and another where you're facing completely different challenges. The crazy part? They all coexist right now, simultaneously. The life you're actually experiencing is just the movie reel you've tuned into with your dominant frequency.
So if all these amazing realities already exist, why is it so hard to jump to a better one? Well, the material we're looking at points to one main obstacle that keeps us locked right where we are, and it calls it the flicker. The flicker is that internal back and forth we all do, right? You get super inspired about a new future, you can feel it, you believe it's possible, for a minute. And then you look at your bank account or your health or your relationships, and all that doubt and fear just pulls you right back. You're literally flickering between two different radio stations.
Think about it like this. You might meditate for, say, 10 minutes in the morning. You're visualizing success. You're feeling that incredible state of abundance and gratitude. You are tuned in. You're right there on that new frequency.
But then you open your email. You see an unexpected bill. You get stuck in traffic. And suddenly you spend the next 10 hours just reacting to the old news, all the physical evidence of your old reality. That massive imbalance? That's the flicker in action. Your dial is just jumping back and forth, back and forth.
And the consequence of all that flickering is what this source material calls a quantum stutter. Your signal becomes fuzzy, unclear, you're sending out all these mixed messages, and the universe basically can't get a stable lock on your new coordinates because you keep accidentally broadcasting the old ones over and over again. So if the problem is the flicker, then obviously the solution is to stop flickering. And that brings us to our next section, how to actually lock in your new frequency with real stability and commitment.
This is the antidote. This is your new superpower. The frequency lock is your conscious ability to decide how you're going to feel and who you're going to be, and then hold that state no matter what, even when your 3D reality, your physical world, hasn't caught up yet. It's a total inside-out approach.
So, okay, how do you actually do it? Well, first, you have to reframe your entire world. That number in your bank account, that challenge at work, it's not now. You have to start seeing it as residual data. It's just an echo of your past frequency. Kind of like starlight. The star might be gone, but the light is just now reaching you. And the most crucial part here is step 3. Refuse to give it new emotional energy. No more fear, no more doubt, no more anger. Don't react. When you do this, you literally starve the old timeline of energy and give the universe a clear, stable signal to lock onto.
All right, now this is where most people get tripped up, because there's a delay. There's this time buffer between when you shift your frequency and when the physical world actually reflects it back to you. This next section gives us a really powerful tool to manage that delay. Your physical world is just a mirror. Simple as that. But here's the catch. It's not an instant mirror. It has a lag. What you see out there today is actually a reflection of who you were yesterday, or last week, or even last month. And all our frustration comes from expecting that reflection to change the second we do.
And what's the first thing that goes through our minds? This right here. This thought snaps you right back to the old frequency. You hold that new, amazing state for a day, you look in the 3D mirror, you don't see the change yet, and you immediately conclude, see, it didn't work. And that reaction, right there, is the ultimate self-sabotage.
So here's the hack, the big reframe. You have to learn to see that old reflection for what it truly is, a ghost image. It's just an afterimage from a movie reel you've already switched off. It has zero power over you unless you give it power by reacting to it. You've already jumped tracks. You're just waiting for the scenery to catch up. So next time that old pattern shows up, you know, that same frustrating situation, you don't fight it. You don't resist it. You use this little technique, the mirror pivot. You just acknowledge it calmly. I see you. Then you can even thank it for the feedback. Thank you for showing me the old track I was on. And then you simply declare your new choice. I am no longer available for this frequency. See? It's not a fight. It's a calm, powerful choice. And that nonlinear response breaks the reactive loop for good. And when you start to combine all of these tools, eliminating the flicker, locking in your frequency, and hacking the 3D mirror, you stop being a passenger in your life and you become the navigator.
Okay, this next idea is a little mind-bending, but it is so cool. It's called retrocausality. It basically means that the version of you that has already succeeded, the wealthy you, the healthy you, the happy you, is real right now on another timeline. And that future self is sending signals back through time to you in the form of intuition and synchronicities. Your only job is to learn to listen and trust those signals. You live in the end, and when you do that, you literally pull that future reality into your present moment.
So let's bring it all together into your new toolkit. This is what you walk away with. You've got the frequency lock for stability. You have the mirror hack to completely shift your perception of what's real. You've got the mirror pivot to break those stubborn old patterns. And finally, you have living in the end as your creative engine. These are the pillars that make you the conscious navigator of your own reality.
In the end, this whole entire process really just comes down to this one single powerful idea. The reflection in that 3D mirror is always going to be delayed. Your power doesn't come from analyzing it or freaking out over it or reacting to it. Your power comes from being the source of the reflection you want to see. So the real question is, what signal are you broadcasting right now?